Hey guys. So yeah, midterm week and all. So yeah, today. Well, anyway, I have an idea. We'll just take the program that we wrote last class, and then we can play with it more. We can extend it. That idea we talked about before. Something that Turkey was doing in the background. I think he generated these lists of words. So yeah, we'll just embellish the program to take these packs, right, and start the program with the Turkey pack, and then it may print out Star Wars quotes, Chanyi pack, right, and then some other Game of Thrones or chocolate, right? So you can do these things. By the way, while we're waiting for all these other people to join us, we'll start in about 10 minutes, okay? 5 or 10 minutes, no hurry. Meanwhile, you guys can ask me any questions. However, I want to, not Chris. Where's who sits in this place? Thank you for shifting around. Just give me 1 sec. I want to make sure I get the whole gallery here. I can see all of you. Yeah, I have the whole gallery. Okay. Anyway, I need to see a few of you after class, okay? So don't go away. So Isaiah and Chanyi, I need to talk to you after class. Yeah? Okay, so after the students have gone, just stick around. Yeah, so this is the week of the midterm and all. So if you guys are absolutely stuck with something, okay, and need hand holding, you should not feel free. You should not feel afraid. Not feel free. So you should not feel afraid to ask for help. I can give you a special class if you want sometime before the midterm, between today and the midterm, right? I can just give you a one-on-one class. I think I have time. We're pretty light on one of the the committees that we're doing right now. Thanks to high tech, right? We adopted some software that really minimized our workload in one of the things we do. So we actually have some free time now. So yeah. All right. So I can give you a class. I can give you a 1 hour class, one-on-one with me. It doesn't have to be one-on-one. Maybe one or two of you can join together, have a class on a topic. Actually, if you shouldn't really be stuck on any of the quests, very early quests, okay? Now, if you are, this is a really good time to check into the STEM Center. Lane has so much experience. He has actually sat with and worked through some of the 2C students struggling with a really hard quest. Okay, so because the quests gradually get harder and harder, as you can tell, right? Now by the time you get to 2C, the quests are really hard, but they would look insurmountable in 2A. But in 2C, they're not insurmountable, they're just hard, right? The same way that you are looking at your quest number 5 or 6 now is how a 2C student would look at their quest 5 or 6, right? But for us, it looks, from here, it looks further away. So, and Lane has basically sat with, in fact, this was even the very first quarter when those quests actually launched. So there were bugs on my side, bugs on the student side, and then Lane in the middle, right? And I believe he was the only tutor who was working with students at that time, and he was right in the middle, and he was helping the students with their code and also helping me, fix some of these corner issues in my questing codes to make sure that the experience was just right. So he's there, right? He hasn't left Footle or anything. So you should all take advantage of this, and if none of these works out absolutely and you are absolutely stuck, right, I am actually happy to walk through a quest with you, right? This is a very exceptional situation, but I will have to look at all situations first, and also have a talk about why none of these is working, right? So then I am happy to sit with you and work through a quest, right? I'll work through a quest from the beginning to the end, right? Basically, we'll do what we're doing in class, right? Except it'll just be you and me. And you're going to be working on the quest, and I'll guide you through it, right? And you're going to be typing everything. And no, this is not, I'm just not offering it, right? So I'm just saying this is the exceptional situation. But you can, so now that I've described it, you can basically just imagine doing it yourself, right? You can imagine that, me or someone else, or someone who's more experienced, who's right there behind you to basically help you out, but doesn't want to jump in and dictate every single step of the way, right? Like we do in class, because that way we run the risk of shunting your brain, right? So you could go, this is a famous saying, or a popular saying when when I was a student, was one of my professors used to say he doesn't use slides, lecture notes, because they are a great way to have the knowledge pass from the lecture slides, to the student's notebook, without having passed through the mind of either the lecturer or the student. So I think that's a great analogy, right? So if you get someone to walk you through every single step of the way, then there is a real risk that the information is just shunting your brain and it's just passing through, right? So it'll be new the next time you encounter the same situation. It's going to be new, right? When you don't have the army of us, like, the 25 other people behind you, we don't have your back, and you'll be facing a new situation on your own. So here's a better way, right? I mean, when hardships come, we have to be opportunistic to choose when we face certain hardships. Some we don't have control over, right? Many we have control over. And we can say, I have these hardships to face, and I can choose when to face them. So I'm going to look at it from a computational perspective, right? I'm going to place all these hardships in a way that is going to have the least impact on the overall sum, right? It's almost like the knapsack problem, if you were, right? It's an NP-complete problem in computer science, but you can bring your intelligence to bear on it because there are many heuristic solutions that actually work very close to the optimal rate, right? So what you're trying to do is basically, shuffle things, take a step back from our life and say, I'm going to shuffle things around over 100 possible years, weighted appropriately, right? All the hardships I might have to face, and I'm going to shuffle things around to see how much further can I move each one of those to a position where it would do the least possible damage to my overall happiness, right? And some you're not able to, but if you look at it and say, okay, this is what, so that's what I mean when I say, when you are in college is the best time to face many of your hardships, right? And a lot of us basically let go of that opportunity, right? And then basically sail through college, without having faced some of the really, really hard problems in life. And then it'll hit us when we're not prepared for it. When in college, you may think you're not prepared for it, but you are actually prepared for it because you have a great deal of support behind you, right? You have your professors, tutors, teachers, the college administration, your parents, your friends and relatives and enemies. Everybody wants you to succeed. Okay, so I think this is the best time to debug your programs. Okay, don't take a solution just because someone gives it to you. And I think I should make a post about this, right? Because now you get when you submit things into the questing system, you get some feedback, right? You get told what went wrong. I tested this and this went wrong and this went wrong. What will happen is not so much in CS2A and 2B, but the information that comes to, well, as you know already, right? After the first couple of trivial quests, you can print information out to the console anymore, right? So because all of that I'll start eating up, right? So you won't see any output, and then the amount of information that is presented back to you when your programs run is basically controlled by the questing system. And what happens is that as you get more and more expertise, the amount of information presented to you is throttled to such a level that in CS2C you are not going to see a great deal of feedback that you get from the questing system now. Right? You may just get trophies and maybe a very cryptic error message, right? Saying, hey, I tried to do this and I got shot in my foot or something like that, okay? So you're gonna, so the goal there is not to confuse you or make it harder or try to make it interesting or contrived, no. So my goal in doing that is that theoretically, if you were to surface all possible information from the system, right? You can debug any damn problem in the world, right? I'm not even going to use my brain, right? I'm just going to be in computer machine mode, automaton mode, right? I'm going to switch off, my intelligence and basically just step through every single thing. So if I have 100% visibility, I can solve everything. So 100% visibility, I can solve every damn thing, right? And so where human intelligence comes in is by saying that, okay, I don't need 100% visibility, but yet I'm going to take a crack at the problem and try to solve it, because I am going to simulate a whole lot of things in my mind, because I find that's actually a whole lot faster than if I were to visually examine every single thing, right? So, but initially it's slow. Initially it is slow to simulate things in your head. It is faster to read through the code. So as you find that, as a programmer begins out, good programmers too, right? As they start out, they want more and more visibility. That's why I even discourage 2A students from using debugger. Although I showed Chanyi how to use the debugger last class. Was it last class, Chanyi? Right? I would prefer. I think, right? My theory is that you should not use a debugger until you get to at least quest number 7. Okay, this is binary search. Until you get to quest number 7, don't use a debugger. And you should rely only on your brain as a debugger, right? And your mind. And you're going to simulate things in your head and say, well, this is what should have happened. That's not. So I'm going to insert a cout statement here and see. And you can't do a cout in the questing system because I lead it, right? So you got to do it in your own thing. So as we get more and more experience, as you get to CS2C, around CS2C quest number 5 is when students start complaining, right? And say, no, I need more visibility. I need the questing system to tell me exactly what happened and so on. Yeah, I know exactly what happened, of course, right? I can tell it to you, but I'm not gonna, because I tell you, you won't figure it out yourself, right? So the challenge really, as we get better and better, is to be able to do with less and less information and to be able to simulate more and more in our heads.
Professor?
Yes, Elizabeth.
So I think I ran into a similar problem during quest 4. I ended up figuring it out, but I felt like I was doing quest 4, and my code, I run every mini quest in the terminal, and it compiled, it ran perfectly, it gave me correct output. And then I submitted it on the questing site, and it ran like the first 4 quests, and then the 5th quest I got a message that said, ouch, like must have touched something that like wasn't mine or something.
Yes, that means you had a pointer error. So what that means is that you have an array that you reached out of bounds. So maybe you had 4 cells.
But and so but there was no build like errors on the first page, and as I guess a complete newbie, I had no idea what that meant. And so I was kind of like, what does he want me to do?
Yeah, so I think this is around when most of you would encounter the difference between runtime errors and build errors.
Yeah, I think the thing is though, for the array, I was taking the size TN, which theoretically wasn't it wasn't supposed to even go out with my loop, like with the parameters. Like it should have given like the correct output. And so it was just, I just ended up typecasting and not changing any data or not changing any code.
I'd be surprised.
And just I just typecasted the n, the size TN parameter into int, and then it worked.
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So it says changing the size T to int works. So my guess is that what happened was that you were somehow decrementing that variable, and because it's size T, it went from 0 to
infinity.
And which we would only know because we did data representation.
Yeah, exactly. But it took a long time to figure out, and
I'm glad it took a lot of time. Do you have the password? Do you have the password for number 5?
Oh yeah, I ended up doing it right. Like it ended up being fine, but it was very frustrating.
Most of you should be able to fill up these holes in earlier quests, right? You leave a couple of mini quests undone, but you got the password, move on, and come back and do it. But this is around the time when most of you will also, some of you anyway, will get presented with the 2 different kinds of errors. I think you would know if you were a computer science person. Oh, maybe not, I don't know. But especially in scripting languages like JavaScript and Python, no real distinction is made between a runtime error and a compile error, right? You just run the script and it tells you it failed. Well, of course, I mean, or to a discerning eye, you can tell, you can look at the program and say, well, it's a syntax error, it did fail to. But for most people, right, so who just want to use Python to do something, they can. But C++ makes a distinction, drives it home, right? So that's why we have a build tab where you say your program didn't even build. The compiler looked at it and said, no way the runtime system can handle this. Go and fix it before I turned it into machine code. So and I think it's a really cool thing to get to know early on. Later on, the thing is, most of these things will just become invisible. You won't know. By the time you're in CS2B, a lot of these things that you're consciously putting in place now, saying, oh, and tweaking things, and, oh, I got to do this, I got to remember to do that. Yeah, you'll find that you have to remember because you just do it, automatically. You're just thinking about something else, and your fingers are just doing the groundwork to actualize your thoughts, right? So you're just doing things, and someone asks you, "What are you doing?" Right? And you got to actually look at the screen to say, "Hey, that's what happened." Okay.
Yeah. Well, Anand, I would just like to say, at first I was kind of frustrated, and I thought, because there's no build errors that were given to me, and there's no build errors that was given. The first page, it tells you what. So there's no build errors, and then on the second page it just terminated, and it didn't really tell. I wasn't exactly sure why, and I said, I was kind of frustrated. So I was venting to my partner. I was like, it's like, why is this why am I not given a lot of information to figure this out? Maybe I wish I could see the the error that he got on my end. And then my partner was like, well, that's kind of how it is. You kind of want more information about your error, but when you're a SWE or software engineer, you're going to be working with a huge code base where you don't even have access to the other side. So you're just it's kind of, that's kind of realistic, even though you're frustrated and you wish it was a little easier. When you're coding, you're not going to know what goes wrong anyway. So this is this is what it's going to be like. You're not going to see that build error. You're just gonna have to troubleshoot, and people who own that code on another team or something are not gonna be there to hold your hand and tell you what you're doing wrong. We have other work to do. So, yeah.
Well, the goal is basically, at the end of the day, is not to frustrate, but to keep it enjoyable.
No, yeah. But it's realistic.
Let me know.
You've been talking about how it is going to be challenging, and I'm just saying that it resonates with me, but in a positive way. So
yeah. A cool thing. Now, of our class here, maybe there are a couple of people who have not even started questing. Okay, so now it's those of you who are attending class and and being here and participating and all, don't worry about it. Okay, but if you have not started questing yet, you should talk to me. We'll at least the first couple of quests, we'll get someone to sit with you and work through it. I'm basically talk you through it, okay, so that you get some momentum going, and then we'll arrange some time for you to do the first 4 quests, okay, and then move on, okay. And remember, you only get to quest number 6, which is first 4 done already, and then 2 more, you pass this class, okay. So keep that in mind. And so if you haven't started any of your homework, you've got to get in touch with me. So please remember this and let me know. Hey, Rishabh, you have a question? You should just speak up, okay? No, you can't raise your hand and all.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, okay.
Most of the other classes, they have you raise your hand. Sorry, I had 3 questions. So one was is there going to be is there a practice midterm available?
Yeah, there will be a practice midterm. I'll open it up. Well, it's no real questions, okay? There'll be 2 or 3 sample questions just to give you a format, okay? Refresher. It's just going to be the data representation quiz.
All right, sounds good. The second question I had was about a lot of the times, I don't know if anybody else has done this, but it on the output, so it's says those little black lines on the side of the there's little black lines when it's comparing your output to the desired output. And even
yeah. All right. So this is very quest focused and quest related. Okay. So just ask this in the forums.
Okay.
Is that it, Rishabh?
Yeah, that's it for me.
Awesome. Okay. All right. Thanks. All right. So, hey, what time is it? Oh my gosh, it's 8:22. All right. Yeah. We should start. So let's see. I don't know. Does anybody have the code that Jacqueline was working on last class? Well, I mean, unfortunately, it was VS Code, so she'll probably have it on a hard disk. You have it, right, Jacqueline?
Yeah, I have it.
Okay, so if nobody has the code, we'll pick it up from Jacqueline, but hopefully it's been shared and someone else has it. Well, hey, where's Anwar? Hey, Anwar, are you there? My screen is not, well, he's not here. Okay, he wanted to go as well. All right, well, yeah, Yenyu. Where's Yenyu? Well, the two people were supposed to go today.
I put it on the Reddit so they can access it.
Oh, okay, thanks. But both the guys who were supposed to start coding today are gone. Well, I don't know about that. Okay, well, all right, someone else should probably pick up the screen. Anybody can volunteer, right? Oh, Yenyu is here. Okay, Yenyu. Great.
I'm here. Give me a second.
Yeah, sure. Was your camera switched off or something before, or did you just join? I don't know.
I'm always on.
You're always on. Yeah, I didn't see you on the screen before. That's why I was confused. How do I maximize this thing here? Okay. Yeah, that's all. Yeah. Well, it's most of you are here. Oh, by the way, yeah. Where's Ricardo? Yeah, someone should reach out to him and say what the hell is going on.
My internet is kind of slow.
So you don't want to go, Yenyu?
No.
You can go later if you want. After you fix your internet. Okay, all right. Your internet is like totally screwed. I can't even hear what you're saying. Anybody else who's got good internet? Okay, until Yen fixes his connection, just feel free to take the screen, and then click on Jacqueline's link, pick up that code, and then let's quickly review the code to see what it's doing, and then we'll see how we can play with it more. Incorporate that. Basically, we're not going to introduce any new things. Who is this? Turkey? Hey, cool. Okay. Hey, Turkey. We're going to actually do your idea. So it's actually cool that you picked up the screen. All right. So this is what you were Turkey mentioned. He created these files, right? So and then he also mentioned that we'd use fstream, or someone mentioned we'll use fstream. So here's what we'll do. All right. These words that we've provided, they're all just going to be defaults if the user does not provide a pack name, right? See, I'm just describing the user behavior here, and you should feel free to chime in and modify the behavior of the program, and eventually we'll code what everybody agrees upon as a really cool game, right? Not a cool game, a really cool pastime, okay? And I think we should be able to do that. We got a whole 2 hours basically today. And we're not introducing any new concepts, right? We're just going to use arrays, functions, variables, everything we've learned so far, loops and branching, and we're going to do this entire thing, right? At the end of class, we'll actually have a program that you can share with friends and also start creating packs without knowing C++. Okay, someone had something to say?
Yeah, we're not going to practice on the practice exam or go over it.
Yeah. We'll have but Isaiah, like I said to Rishabh before, the practice exam is not lots of questions, okay? It's like 3 questions, 2 or 3 questions, and it's just meant to give you a refresher on the format of the exam. So better than the practice exam. Well, you do the practice exam too if you want, but the data representation quiz is a very good example of how the midterm will be structured.
Well, I think I'm also a little bit concerned too, like Isaiah, because I thought I went into the data representation quiz kind of feeling like I had reviewed what I needed to review, and then I realized that there are some things that I needed to go over, and it was a little bit surprising to me. I thought, oh gosh, I should have looked at that a little bit more. So I'm kind of worried, even though I've passed with flying colors all of the quests, I'm a little bit worried, am I gonna sort of miss something that I should have kind of looked at before this midterm.
You know why you bring up a very good point. Maybe next quarter onwards, I'll try this. Okay, I think the data representation quiz, everybody should have 2 attempts, right? Because the first time everybody is like totally, they have no idea what kind of questions to expect at all. And the first time you're encountering many of these types of questions, you got to work through things. I think the second time, because what I used to do before was, well, do the quiz and then you can submit your corrections to me and I'll give you points back when you submit your corrections. That was, lots of students didn't even know they could do that. And it's a real pain.
So you think that, if you've been doing well in the quiz, or
yeah,
the
hey,
quiz,
how
that
about
you
this?
should
Okay,
be
someone
assigned-
remind me. So maybe Elizabeth can remind me. In week 11, okay, week 11, those of you who have survived until then will get one more chance to do your same data representation quiz, exact same data representation quiz, okay? So now you should be able to, but somehow you have to take a snapshot or mirror. You got to remember what you got now so you can compare them side by side and say, hey, when I started CS2A, this is what I said, and now this is what I'm saying, right? See, that is in fact by itself, that isn't a module by itself, right? Great learning experience, something that I can't teach you, right? You find out for yourself. Yeah, so someone remind me, and week 11, anybody who sticks around will get another crack at the data representation quiz, okay? Is that okay? Is you guys okay with that?
Yeah, that being said, you think that we should be adequately prepared for the midterm if we've been doing well in the
Yeah, I think so. And if
that would be
everybody does a
excellent.
really horrible job on a midterm, which I don't think, right? Yeah. If everybody does a really horrible job, I'll just schedule a retake for everyone. Okay, right? So if there'll always be a few outliers, but even if you do really badly on the midterm, there's so many opportunities to catch up and make up for it. Okay, so I don't think I would be worried at all. Okay, so can we proceed to do this program? Is that okay with everybody? Right. So here's what I'm thinking, and you guys can add to the experience of the play if you want. So I'm thinking that when you file the program, if you just say, well, let's give it a cool name. Let's say, what does the program do actually? Hang on, it generates a sentence. It generates a random interesting sentence. Lucky sentence, that's what we call it. Okay, right? So let's say we call this program lucky.exe. All right, lucky.exe or lucky, it's some program called Lucky, right? So you run it every day in the morning. So you hit Lucky and then it prints or fades into view, right? Your lucky sentence of the day, right? The cat jumped over the moon or something like that, right? It's gonna give you that sentence. And well, it's not going to be off the day, right? You can keep running it again and again, you get a new one. But let's say the first time, your lucky sentence is not off the day. Okay, now if I want a lucky sentence in a particular genre, okay? So if I want a lucky sentence that only refers to, let's say, I don't know, Star Wars characters or Game of Thrones characters, or lucky sentences from a particular, Harry Potter series, right? It doesn't mean that these are sentences that were actually spoken by these characters, right? It may mean that sentences that use words from that world, right? So you could say, I want a lucky sentence from Harry Potter. So meaning the Harry Potter pack, right? Someone has created a Harry Potter pack, like Turkey was saying, Harry Potter pack, which is basically just a directory. It's a folder. A Harry Potter pack is a folder which contains 4 files, right? It contains a file called adjectives.txt, nouns.txt, adverbs.txt, and articles.txt. I think those were the 4. Oh, prepositions, right? Right. So it just contains these files, and it's inside a folder called Harry Potter. So if I run this program called, Lucky, and give it the name Harry Potter, right? It'll say, hey, they've actually given me a pack name. So let me look for that folder, right? And in that folder, it's going to take those 4 files and load them into memory, right? Into those 4 vectors, and then generate the sentence. So the sentence now comes from these vectors that have been loaded from a file in the Harry Potter directory. So the sentences will contain things like Voldemort or Weasley and things like that. Okay, so it'll kind of look cool. Okay, Mark Scheller too. All right, okay, cool. Great. Let's. Is that okay? Does anybody want to add to this experience? I think this is reasonably well. Maybe we can do things like not present the sentence immediately and say, wait, your sentence is being generated, or some fancy sounding phrase, right? And then, I don't know, 5-second sleep, or like the 8-ball, right? It slowly fades into view, right? So, and we can do fancy things like that. Yeah. Or what we'll do is, we'll just do the basic version with Turkey, and then someone else can do just the visual effect, right? Visual effect, and it'll be a nice experience, because then we'll know how to have one person do this, another person do the visual effects, and tie the two together, like it happens in the real world, right? So Turkey will write the overall game, and then when it comes to surfacing the message to the user, he could say, fancy show, parentheses, message, right? Pass it as a parameter. But he's not written fancy show, right? Fancy show might be written by someone else, and he's declared it up there saying there's a function called fancy show, the void fancy show, and it takes a string parameter, and he just says that to the compiler, right? And he doesn't know who's written it, or right? But he says, and maybe Chris or someone else has written it, right? And he takes the code from Chris, right? And links it in with his. Right, and then when he says fancy show, Chris's version of fancy show will be invoked, right? And it'll be nice and cool and flashy. I don't know. We can come up with ways in which we can surface this message. Because I don't know. Because hey Turkey, which machine is this? Is it a Windows machine or a piece or a Mac?
It's a Windows machine.
Windows machine, okay. But do you have a PowerShell that is Linux-like PowerShell? Because there's right?
Let me check. I think this one comes with its own, but.
Oh, never mind. But in any case, it's a Windows machine. I don't know if sleep is portable, but we'll figure out some way. Because I'm thinking ahead for the visualization. Let's figure this out, this code out. This should take about a half hour, I think. Right? Let's time us. Right? What time is it now? Yeah, we have a lot of time. All right. Let me. I'm going to increase the size of the font here. I'm going to. How can I do that without changing the gallery size? Well, some of you are dropping off the gallery. I'm so sorry. Let me try those dollar glasses. Just give me a sec. Wow. Okay. All right. So, all right. Now I can get. Yeah, more of you on screen and see Turkey's font also. Okay. Great. Hey, Turkey. So let's. So what does it do? All right. So yeah, basically it just goes to main and this says and then says give me a random one of these random. Okay. Great. Okay. Cool. So let's start from main and change things. And also let's and what we'll do is also insert some comments in the code, change some comments around so that it more reflects what we're going to do. Right, we'll start at main. That's fine. Okay, main. Here's the thing we're going to do. Those of you who are interested in knowing more about argc and argv, here is an opportunity. Now you don't have to know this, but I'll just talk through it, and it's pretty straightforward. If you do want to know, you can just Google it and find out. Okay, so for main, what we'll do, Turkey, is basically have it take two parameters. Okay, the first parameter is going to be argc, right? And argc is shorthand. It comes from C days, right? C ancient days. So C days. Argc stands for the number of arguments, the argument count. Right? Argument count. And the way that the operating system handles that is very clever. It says that even if you don't, arguments is, when you type in the name of the command, say, type filename.exe or, type filename.txt, filename.txt is an argument, right? Now, the way the operating system handles that is really clever because it says, even if you don't give it any arguments, I'll still assume there's an argument. So argc is always at least one, and the first argument is the name of the program itself. Okay, so and you'll find that it's actually very useful, and you'll find it even in Python and other languages you can actually import sys.argv or I don't know some package, right, which lets you have access to these variables. And this is basically what the meaning is. Argc is the count, the number of arguments, and the second is actually so the type of argc is going to be int. Again, it's not size t, right? It doesn't. A negative argc doesn't make sense. It's int, and that's why it goes back all the way to the Big Bang, right? Before size t was born. Okay, so int argc. So say int argc. Yeah, a comma. Yeah, int argc. Is there a lag? Have you typed, or is there a lag?
There is a lag. Just.
Yeah, there's a lag even in your voice.
Yeah, I think I might be having connection problem here too.
Bummer. All right. Do you think it'll go away, or do you want to hand over to someone else until you figure this out?
That's why I'm connecting from 2 devices, one for audio, because I've been having actually a problem with this session.
I see. How about you figure this out, Turkey, and get back, and I'll just walk someone else through this in the meanwhile. Is that okay? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Thanks. Hey, someone else. I don't know. Isaiah, Mark, Elizabeth. I know there's a bunch of you here that I can see. David, Johnny. Hey, someone has to have a good connection. Maybe not Isaiah, right? Because he's on a phone and he's got some weird. Hey, actually, no, Isaiah, you had a good connection from your computer, right? You just didn't have a good connection from your phone or something.
Yes, you're right. I'm on both.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Maybe. Yeah. You can take you can click on that link and take the screen if you want. If you're able to do it, right? And do that. So if not Isaiah, then we still have a backup, right?
I'd rather not right now. I'd rather not.
Okay, Mark or Elizabeth or someone take the screen, right? Let's not waste time. Let's get into the code, right? And then start coding. Yan, are you sure you got a good internet now?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, good. Cool. All right, let's go down to main. Wow, your font size is even smaller. Can you hit Control+ a couple of times? This is a Windows machine or a PC? Or a Mac? Yeah, that's too much. That's great. Thank you. All right, just go down to main and go down to main. Hey, cool. Actually, we get to run this on a Unix terminal too, because I think you're on. Is this online GDB? Well, actually, yeah, great. Because I can see the URL bar is too tiny now, right? I got to increase the font size for the URL bar. Maybe it's like 5 pixels. Oh, it's replete. Wow, it looks like online GDB because you got a shell on this side. Okay, that's cool. All right, great. Int argc, argc, right? So that means it's a count of the number of arguments that this program is going to get given on the command line, right? So click on the black part of the screen on the right-hand side and click on the shell tab, right? I'll show you what it means. Click on the shell tab.
The shell tab?
On the right-hand side of the window, where right-hand, the black part, the shell, your console and shell, inside the browser. Inside the browser, yeah, console and shell. So you see the console tab and the shell tab. No, inside the black part, inside the right-hand side.
Oh.
Yeah, I should have said inside replete, not inside.
Inside replete.
Yeah, inside replete, not inside the browser. Okay, so yeah. Did you say shell tab? Click on the shell tab.
Yeah.
No, I think the shell. Yeah. Click on the shell tab. What's going on there? No, not there. Inside replete here. Yeah. There you go. Hey, who did you manage to do that? Someone did a circle around the shell. You see the green circle? Oh, Turkey, you did that? Hey, who did that green circle? That was really cool.
I'm not seeing.
Yeah, I did that.
Hey, Johnny, thanks. Okay, yeah. You saw the green circle that Johnny drew? There. Okay, cool. That one.
Where okay. I got it.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Sorry.
All right. Okay. Now that is type this thing. Okay. Echo 1 2 3. Echo space 1 2 3. Echo ECHO space. No, space 1 space 2 space 3. Space. Yeah, space. Now what's going on here is that you're telling the operating system, like DOS or Unix or Mac or whatever the operating system is, you're basically telling the operating system, run this command called echo, right? And give it 3 parameters. So that the operating system is going to run the main program inside that function, right? Inside that program, it's going to run the main function, right? So that program might be a big program, just like Yan has got right now. It might be a big program. Inside that program, there's going to be a main, right? So that main is going to get run. That main exists inside that echo program also. Now the operating system is going to run that main and give it these parameters 1, 2, and 3. But in addition, it gives it one more parameter. It gives it echo. So it gets echo 1, 2, 3. So it gets 4 parameters. Now hit enter. Yeah, enter. So it says 1, 2, 3. Now it basically didn't say what the first parameter was, right? But it actually gets given all 4 parameters, right? There's actually a demo in our YouTube channel, right? If you go and look, we've done it 4 or 5 times already in class, okay? So we won't go into that in any more detail. So let's go back to this program. The second parameter after int argc, comma there, comma, right? The second is going to be an array of character pointers, right? So for now, let's just take my word for it. And although you shouldn't, just let's run with the syntax for now, because we don't have time to go into the details of this. Before the end of the quarter, everything will become clear. Okay, so just take it as rational magic. Rational magic is something you don't know the reason for, but you know that can be explained. Okay, so let's just assume it's rational magic for now. Okay, so int argc comma char char space star, yeah, star. No, actually, it's asterisk. I shouldn't say star. Asterisk. Yeah, and then you're going to say argv, argv, and then open square bracket and close square bracket. Okay, so what that means is that argv is going to be an array, right? However, when you pass an array in C++, right? Remember functions 2 classes ago, right? When you pass an array, you just get given a pointer. Bam, like that. You only get given a pointer. You don't know where the end of the array is. How do you know how big the array is? You just get given a pointer. When you pass an array, you only get, right? So how do you know where the end of the array is? The only way you can get around this in C++ and C, right? Other languages different, because you can pass an array. In Python, Java, JavaScript, you can pass an array and the recipient will know how big the array is. In C and C++, no, the recipient will not know how big the array is if you pass the array. You'll just say, here, there's an array of integers that begins here. This is the starting point. Go. All right, that's all it gets, right? You know how big an integer is, and you know where it starts. You don't know where it ends, right? So how can you get around it? There's only one way you can get around it, is by giving it another parameter. Here's an array, and here's how many elements the array contains. You got to give it 2 parameters, right? So you can walk the array and you'll know when to stop. Yes or no? That's the only way you can get around it. Well, there's one more way, is to say the array is going to be sentinel delimited, meaning you can keep on walking the array until you get to a 0. When you get to a 0, which I guarantee will never be found in the array, so that way also you can set a sentinel. So C and C++ exploit both kinds, right? And you'll come across situations in which you can find both ways of using the arrays used, right? In this particular case, we're going to use argc, which tells it the explicit count of the number of elements in the array, and argv, which is the actual array, right? So just say square bracket. No, not parentheses, square brackets. Okay, open close square brackets.
argv square.
Yeah, two square brackets. Okay. Right. Okay. Yeah. All right. So after the srand, hit a couple of enters. Right. Yeah. Hit after the srand. No. Put the srand at the very beginning. But get rid of the blank lines before the srand. Yeah. Because you never know. All right. Okay. All right. So indent in, and we'll start the body. Right. And put a couple of blank lines underneath too, so we know that we have some space there. That's where we're going to work. Okay. Yeah. Indent in. Yeah, one more blank line there. No, sorry. Go back to the beginning of the line. Yeah, go back to the beginning of the line. Right. No, not to the beginning of the program. Okay. Get rid of line 51. All right. Let's do it very, very slowly. Okay. Get very, very slowly. Don't step ahead. Okay. Go to the end of line 51. Okay. Hit enter. One more time. Okay, now what we're going to do is determine if we were given a parameter on the command line or not. Okay, and we're going to use a branching statement for that. And the way we do that is by using an if statement. We say if type in if space open parentheses. Yeah, okay, great. You're going to say if argc equals 1. Okay, argc double equals 1. Okay, and open close yeah, that's right. And then one space after that. Yeah, okay, that's fine. You can do it that way everywhere. No, actually put a space after that, because you've got a space before the brace elsewhere. Okay, yeah, space there. Okay, all right, next line. If argc equals 1, what we're going to do is call our function with let's say all right, so we got 2 cases, right? So one, we're going to read from a directory, and the other, Okay, and the other is we're just going to use all default values. Okay, so how do we make the decision? So if argc equals 1, we want to use all the default values. And if what we'll do, no, we don't want to build the default into a separate pack so that it uses the default directory all the time, right? So default should be built into the binary itself so that we have this vector, right? But what I mean by the default is if someone just calls lucky and hits return, right? Enter, lucky and enter without supplying it a pack name. It's got to default to some pack, right? Otherwise the program can't run. Yes or no? It's got to use some default values for these arrays. Yes. So you got a default set of adverbs, default set of nouns. You got these built into the program right now. What we're talking about is saying we're going to use a separate place in a file where we store all these values. We're not going to store these defaults in, right? So there's two ways to use the defaults. We can say if the user types, I don't know, am I talking, shall we just code and then it makes more sense that way, or am I just talking and it does not make any sense at all? Because sometimes I have a feeling that I'm talking and nobody's following, and then it's useless, right? So we can code and then we may be able to explain it much better that way. So we want to make the best use of time. So you should give me feedback and tell me, right? So should I continue explaining, or shall we just code and then figure out? So here, what we're trying to do, you should feel free to chime in, okay? Just unmute yourself and talk, because I can't look at the chat at all. There's 5 messages in chat I can see, but I can't see the chat window. It just tells me there's 6 now, right? 5. All right, so if argc equals 1, what we want to do is say, call the function, generate default. For now, we'll simplify everything later, okay? Let's type in generate underscore default, generate underscore default underscore lucky. No, you got an extra L there. The LAUT needs to be AULT, right? And yeah, fix the spelling for default. FAULT, right? Lucky underscore sentence. Right, and then you're done after that, right? So open close parentheses, open parentheses, close parentheses. That's a function we're going to call, right? Open close parentheses, and then that's what I said before by an easy out, right? We have an easy out. We'll just take it. So if argc is one, which means the pack name has not been provided, all we need to do is just generate default sentence and we're done. Okay. So the next line after that, hit enter, and we say return 0, and we're done. Okay. Now the advantage of doing that very early on and saying if it's 0, I'm done, right? So the rest of it does not have to be part of an else that needs to be indented in. Everything else now can just follow along as part of the regular main, right? So get to the end of 56 and hit enter one more time. I think one more. Yeah, now this is the real part, right? One more time, sorry. Yeah, one more time. And then let's start a comment there. Say 2 forward slashes, right? Now space there, space in, and say, now we'll say, try to look for type in, try to look for what tell me that, nouns.txt, comma, verbs.txt, I think adjectives.txt, adverbs.txt, and prepositions.txt, and articles.txt. Oh yeah, he had 6. Do you have 6 categories? Adjectives, they're all plurals, I think. Nouns, verbs, adjectives, comma, adverbs.txt, and then go to the next line, comment, then continue the comment, .txt, continue the comment on the next line. Yeah. What else do we have? Prepositions.txt, articles.txt. Is that it? That's all, right?
I think it just
prepositions, plural. Someone said something and there's feedback loop kicked in.
Yeah, I think it's just 5 things in here.
Just 5 in here. Thanks, Turkey. All right. Hey, by the way, figure out your internet connection. Okay, so you can go next with the visual effects and all. Turkey. I don't know. Your audio is also screwed up now. I can't hear you. All right. So continue the comment. Right. Preposition.txt. After preposition in the folder named by argv of 1. Right. In the folder named by space argv the open square bracket, open square bracket, 1, 1. Open square bracket, and inside square brackets, you need 1. Inside the square brackets, you need 1, right? Now, at this point, we know for sure that argv of 1 exists, right? Because argc is not 0. No, argc is not 1, right? Argc is not 1 because it's at least 1, right? So it has to be 2, which means argv of 0 and argv of 1 both exist. That is why we can confidently look at argv of 1 at this point without the risk of crashing the machine. This is a very subtle and important point, but you'll get bitten by it, right? But but it's worth remembering. Okay, so on the next line, what we're going to do is right. So on the next line, yeah, I hit enter. Yeah, sorry, someone has a question. Chanji?
Yeah. Why don't we put the article.txt? Is that because?
Yeah, we have to have articles.txt.
Wait, do we? In the comment?
Yeah. No, he left it out. You know, that was there. I'm pretty sure Turkey said articles.txt was also included. Hey, but after propositions.txt also include our articles.txt. Our articles are actually, you know what? Let's not do articles. Hey, let's leave out. Thank you. Actually, it's a very good point that you brought up. Okay, let's not fiddle with the articles for now, because the articles also involve some logic, right? We got to select between a and an and things like that, and it's going to be more complex modeling it in a file. Yeah. So and besides, it's not a great choice for articles also, right? So we'll just leave articles alone for now. Yeah, and we'll leave that in the code. So we just only have those 4 files that we need to. So in the meanwhile, some of you can get creative and generate those files, right? So look up the internet, maybe generate some Game of Thrones words or chocolate words and so on, and then create a file of adjectives.txt that pertain to the world of chocolate, right? Maybe nouns that pertain to the world of, right? So you can Game of Thrones or Harry Potter. So you have these themes, right? Star Wars. So you have these themes and improvise within these themes so that the sentences that are generated are both interesting as well as representative of the theme, right? So then you can sell those themes as packs, right? So I can buy the Changi pack, for example, right? And then I run Lucky Changi, and then it'll print a sentence about Star Wars, right? So it may say, Darth Vader and Luke, and so right, the Force, the pants, and things like that. So you can build that into your verbs and nouns, and I think it'll be really cool. So it has a lot of scope, and the cool. Here's the thing, right? With commerce, and the same thing with programming too, right? So a successful program, a really successful program, I find, is a program that makes it easy for users to use without knowing programming. Okay, so the more opportunity you can give users to play around and be creative. So because you got to get, when someone feels creative, they feel fulfilled. Yes, so that's Microsoft's mission, right? Take Microsoft's mission. The Microsoft mission is to basically unleash the creativity in you. Well, Apple and all these tech guys, right? But Microsoft says that, right, in their store, right? So it is to enable you to become the maximum, right? So which means that they want to take away all the drudge work away from you, everything that is in the way of expressing your creativity, all the routine, autonomous, the machine work, right? So they say, the machine can do this better. We'll take it away from you. So they take it away from you, and so a program that is fun to use, right? Fun to use, but does not require deep knowledge of C++ to use. Right, like Fortnite, right? So lots of people that use Fortnite and world building in Fortnite, they're actually thinking very much like programmers. Right, but and you don't have to know how to use Unreal Engine, right? Although if you do know Unreal, you can build your own, right? But that's the way things work, right? So if you eBay or Amazon, all these things become commercial successes because they enable people to make money without knowing the technology. So, and programming, you can make your program be really successful if people can basically contribute to a fun experience themselves without knowing how your program is built. So what we're saying is that, well, are you a Game of Thrones expert? So just come up with a bunch of these 4 files, which using which I can generate sentences that will be representative of Game of Thrones themes, right? So that's all you're saying. And they only need to know English, and they need to know a bit of art and things like that. They come up with these files and they sell that as pack with your program, right? Which you wrote in 2 hours in CS2A. So well, you don't have to sell and all, but I'm saying you can share it. You can have a Facebook group or subreddit where you basically share these facts, and say, hey, run it with my pack and look at the sentences, right? And different visual effects too, and so on, right? All right. So here, what we're going to do so here we're going to say string package folder, a string space, string space, package underscore folder equals argv of 1, right? And in fact, we can actually make it much more explicit in C++ by saying argv of 1 as a parameter to the string word, okay? So yeah, say argv of 1. Argv of 1 is actually a pointer, is a character pointer, right? And you can assign it to a string, and C++ knows, right? Because C++ is so clever because you can override these operators, right? So the inventors of the string class, the people that coded the string class said, well, you know, obviously there are going to be people, holdovers from the ancient world of C, who are going to keep assigning character pointers to string, right? They're going to say this equals something in double quotes, right? And double quotes is a character pointer, yes? And so the programmers foresaw that and say lots of people are going to be doing that. So let's override the equals operator, right? Let's not make it do the default thing, because if it does the default thing, it's going to complain and say, hey, you got a pointer there and you got a string here. I don't know how to do the assignment, right? So they said, let's override the equals operator so that if it is ever presented with a situation in which a pointer is being assigned to a string, we will know what to do. We'll take the pointer, convert it into a string, and then assign it to. So it's doing all that magic behind the scenes, and all of that is hidden behind two very innocent looking horizontal lines, right? You just say equals, and then all of that magic happens behind the scenes, right? And it's a character point on this side and a string, a complex string object on the left-hand side, right? So, but we can actually make it, you know, easier for the reader, beginning reader, by wrapping, you know, or saying string, open parentheses, close parentheses, and inside the closing, inside the parentheses, you have the argv of 1. You say where you have the argv of 1, just wrap it around as a parameter to the string call, so that we know it's very clear that, yeah, on line 60, go to the beginning of argv, click on the A, yeah, right, one, yeah, all right, just say string there, and we're just making very, very clear to the very beginning programmers that, you know, it's not a character point. Argv is basically a character pointer, but it's being converted to a string. Even if I and go to the end and put in another close it before the semicolon, and we're done with that, right? So yeah, open parentheses. Yeah, no, don't close it right there. You just yeah, and then go to the end and close it there. Okay, so now so that is the package folder we're going to look at. The file that we're going to look at is slightly different, right? So on the next line, you say ifstream can we do it this way? Yeah, okay, let's do it one. You know, yeah, all right. No, let's call a function, right? Generate. So don't say ifstream here. Okay, say generate packaged lucky sentence, right? Generate underscore packaged lucky sentence. Well, if you don't manage, if we don't manage to finish it today, I'm very tempted to just finish it off and then share it in the Reddit with you guys later. Okay, so it's going to be really fun. I hope one of you will finish it off. Okay, all right. So and then that is the end of main. Okay, so and then on the next line you say return 0 and then close the thing. Yeah, and then all of our logic is going to live within those two things there. Okay, yeah, well, enter there, enter. Yeah, and then say return 0 semicolon and then close your main. Okay, return space 0 semicolon, close your main right there. Okay, now all of the logic that you have below, get random adjective and so on and so forth, that is basically part of what was that thing? What generate random? No, cut and paste the whole thing above main. Let's keep main the very last program, last function. Yeah, let's keep main the very last, right at the very end. And let's take that to the top, not to the top, just above main, and it's called generate default lucky sentence. Okay, yeah, cut the whole thing under main. No, hold the whole thing. Yeah, cut that, and then go to the yeah, above main. Just above main. Don't go all the way there. Just above main, and you'll see the reason for that, right? Because it saves us a whole lot of headache from. Right, and paste it there. Actually, before pasting it, let's say Control Z one more time. Control Z or Command Z. Right. So let's start our function. What is that function called? Void space. If anything I'm doing is you know, is confusing to you guys, please do speak up, okay? All right, so void space, generate default lucky sentence. We're going to define the body of that function here. Generate, no, not generate, it's no, it's your mouse. It's, I can't see the, yeah, you know, it's generate. Oh, damn, did you copy it, man? If you copied it, your clipboard is lost. You had all that code in the clipboard.
I have
I got something.
All right, okay.
I mean, it's still in the original file, but here's the meat.
Yeah, copy that, put it there, create the body of the function, generate default lucky sentence. Enter. Yeah.
On the chat, I've posted the meat there.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Mark. But I think Yan, you got the. If he doesn't, he can pick it up from chat. Okay. Thanks, Mark. Generate default lucky underscore sentence, right? And doesn't take any parameters. So yeah, that's right. And then space. You know what you had was right. Put it back. Space and then space. You know, you usually have a space after the. Maybe Jacqueline didn't. Okay, so all right. Okay. All right, now paste your code. It should also indent properly. No, it didn't indent. Well, maybe it indent by 2 space. I don't know. It's some weird indentation. You guys have to fix it up later. Okay. Now, if main called generate a default lucky sentence, we're still getting the old behavior. Yes or no? Yes or no, guys?
Yes.
Okay, all right, great. In fact, here's a great way for us to actually basically verify that everything is working. Okay, so go to your main, and this is incremental testing, right? This is what most of us do all the time, right? Where you go to line 78 and 79, just comment them out for now. Right? Comment them out. Now, if you compile and run it, it should just run. Yes, it should give the same behavior as it did before, right? What's going on?
I think we need to delete return 0.
Oh, okay. I thought it was... Yeah. All right, sorry. No, that's fine. It's a void. No, what does it say? What did you fix?
Oh, there was a return 0.
Oh, there was a return 0. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Your lucky sentence. The tall. Something's going on here. What's going on? The tall. The noun. The noun. Noun is not getting picked correctly. Vector string noun. Maybe get random article. Why is the noun not getting picked? Am I the only person debugging it?
Because I didn't return anything. I just returned
empty string.
Empty string, yeah.
All right. So, hey, hang on. Then this is not the most recent code that Jacqueline had, because I'm pretty sure that what Jacqueline had,
I copy paste from the Reddit, so I'm not sure if it's the most recent one.
Hey, Jacqueline, the code you had, did you return? None of these is for question.
We returned the noun and rand and have a percent and now times the size.
Yeah, copy that and paste it everywhere. All of those written blanks should go. Right, triple click there, triple click and copy, and then you can just change the, triple click, 3 clicks, copy, and then 3 clicks again and paste, 3 clicks again and paste. No, 3 clicks and paste. Okay, and you can come back and change all those things. Okay. Okay, now change all those things back to the right things. Double click on adjectives and change that to nouns. Oh, and also the arrays are all singulars. The arrays should be plurals, right? Vector string nouns, because you got more than one noun there. Change the value, and while you're at it, because adjectives is plural anyway, right? Change noun into nouns. No. Get random noun. It returns one noun, but the vector inside that is a plural. No. The next line. Yeah. Okay. All right. Now do the same thing for adverbs also. And that should basically work, right? And if it works, then there's just one small step now to say that instead of doing this from the precompiled, the built-in lists of vectors, we're going to read from a file. Okay, so it's going to be cool. And by the way, while I think we should be done in less than 10 minutes now. If someone can have a pack ready by then, it'll be really cool, right? If someone can create a folder with just do a zip file so we can share it on Zoom, and then Yan can drag it into the project, or run it from here, or I don't know, we'll figure out some way, right? So that when we run it, we'll get the abandoned orange happily flew or flow. I can't, yeah, the font sizes. Flew. All right. Flew under the cat. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Hey, that's much better. Thank you so much. Okay. So let me get more of you then. That's great. Okay. Yeah. All right. So everything works so far. Yes or no? All right. So now let's go and do the rest of the code, which says, okay, now go to the main. Go to the main, right? And in the main, we say uncomment the comment. Get rid of the thing, right? So we can say, right? Yeah, uncommon. Now what we're going to do is generate a package lucky sentence, and you're going to pass it a parameter. You're going to pass it the parameter, and the parameter is package folder, right? So pass it the parameter package underscore folder. Now we'll go up to above main like before, and we're going to implement the function, right? And then you'll see how, as we're doing that, I think there's going to be scope for refactoring, right? So and we'll do all of this online live. I think it's going to be fun, right? All right, great. Now go above main, and let's flesh out the function and say void generate package lucky sentence.
May
Go ahead.
May I ask what is the logic for line 77? Why are we saying a folder? It's the same as an item in an array.
No. It is an item in the array, but it is a folder. It is the name of a folder that has been given to us, inside of which we should look for the individual 4 files. The 4 individual files, adjectives, nouns, and so on, .txt files. They live in a folder. That folder is being given to us as a command line parameter.
So the array here is not containing all the numbers, it's containing different files.
The array contains the names of the parameters on the line, the command line, right? It says lucky A, B, C, D, E, F, right? Those are the parameters. We will see in 2 minutes, right? When we run this program, we'll see this, okay? All right, so, all right, go above, void, generate package lucky sentence, generate. And give yourself some room, right? So it's all very tight, no spaces between functions. You got to have some breathing room there, because otherwise it's very hard to code. Sentence, right? And then it takes a parameter. It takes a parameter. The parameter is going to be string folder, right? The parameter is string folder. Yeah, string folder. Also, a space above the function will be nicer, because it's too cramped otherwise. Above the function, right? The first line, right? Okay. Now in this function, in this folder, we're going to look for the 4 files and load our vectors. The vectors that we're going to load are, right? So say vector string, and they're all going to be empty vectors. And we're going to fill in these vectors from those files, okay? Vector string, right? But no, it's a vector less than, yeah, no, vector angle bracket, vector angle. I'm so sorry, yeah. Okay, so vector angle bracket, and I think Jacqueline didn't. No, not the operator. Sorry, vector of string. It's a template class, and this is a problem, right? Because we're talking about template classes which are not even introduced until CS2B, and we're all right. So backspace 4 times, 4 backspaces. Okay, less than sign. Okay, shift less than. Thank you. Right, that's what I meant. All right, and then close right there. Close right there. Okay. All right. Space. Adjectives. Right, and then again, now is going to be an empty vector, right? Adjectives, right? Adjectives, comma. Why is it underlined? Why is it underlined? Mouse over the underline for a sec. Oh, all right. It's just waiting for us to complete, right? Nouns, adverbs, prepositions, right? That's all. Nouns, adverbs. Actually, just nouns and adverbs should do. No, let's not even do prepositions for now. We'll just use a default for prepositions and articles. Okay. So we got 3 vectors. Put in a space before nouns because you got a space before adverbs, because otherwise it looks quite unnatural, right? Okay. Now semicolon after adverbs. Okay. Those are the 3 vectors we're going to flesh out, and then we're going to generate sentences from these vectors. Okay. So here. Okay. So on the next line, you say, read underscore adjectives, and it is going to take a parameter, right? And the parameter, open parentheses, right? The parameter we're going to give is folder, so say folder, space, plus, space, open double quote. All right, you tell me if this doesn't make sense, okay? I bet this is going to make sense, right? Within double quotes, you're going to say forward slash, no, forward slash. It's not backslash, forward slash. I know it's Windows, but this will work in Windows too, right? I think it's adjectives.txt, adjectives.txt. So that is the name of the file that should contain all of your, Star Wars adjectives, right? All right, semicolon at the very end of the line, right? So, from the file, and then it takes a second parameter, and then the second parameter after the closing double quote, right? Comma, space, and then give it that adjectives vector. So it's going to give the vector as a parameter and say, read this file and take the words and stick them into this vector. That's what we're saying. Okay. So adjectives.txt. In fact, we can do something even better than this. Okay, so here, right? Adjectives.txt. That's it. Okay, so that's not txt. Adjectives, right? So we've given the name of the file. Rather than say read adjectives, let's just call it read vector. Okay, or read words. So just instead of read adjectives, just say read words, which is going to have one function, which is going to read a file and load a vector with all of the words in that file. Okay, so now and then copy that line, and we want to read adjectives, nouns, and what was the other thing? Adverbs. We want to read all 3, right? And also have a blank line after the first declaration. So the 3 reads are together. Yeah. Okay. Now you want to read nouns.txt into nouns, and then adverbs.txt into adverbs. Hey, cool. Thank you so much for staying one step ahead here and finishing it up. Yeah. You can actually double click. You'll double click the whole word. Okay. All right. So we've got these guys here. Now what we want to do is, after we've got these things here on the next line after read word, hit one more enter and indent in. So we're going to say string article equals. An article, ARTICLE. No, CLE. I know it's spelled AL, but it's spelled CLE, right? Equals space. What did we call it before? Get random article. Because article and preposition are going to be random, right? They're still going to be random. Get underscore random underscore article. Yeah, open close. Because no parameters, right? It's just random. This is going to give me a random one. You do the same thing for preposition also. String preposition equals. You triple click on the line and just say triple click and paste it and just say article to preposition should do it. Yeah, triple click on line 74. 3 clicks. All right, and copy, and then 3 clicks there. So, yeah, and then paste. There you change. And double click on article. You can change to adverb. That's faster than just erasing 4 characters. Oh, prep, sorry. You just call it PP. Yeah, string PP equals get random preposition. And what was the third one? Oh, was it just articles and prepositions? That's it, right? Yeah. I think those were the only 2 that we wanted random. The other ones need to come from the file. Okay. So on the next line, enter, and then you say one more enter, because now it's going to be different. Why is the first one red underline and the second one not red underline? Why is that red underlined? right? Get random article. There is no get random article. Get random article needs a noun and a verb first. Okay, so we're gonna do our stuff on line 73, right? Go before, yeah, enter one more time. So string noun equals string noun, adjective. Let's do it in the same order. Adjective equals string adjective equals, no, string adjective equals, I'm sorry, Yan. All right, so let's do it in the same order as the other one. Adjective equals, say, get random adjective, get underscore random underscore adjective, and now we're going to make it take a parameter, okay, from vector, right? No, actually, let's call it a different function now, right? We'll change the other things around later, right? Get random adjective from vector, underscore from vector. I know these function names are long, but it really helps beginners, right? From underscore vector, right? And then I'm going to reduce the size. You should also feel free to. Some of you are scrolling off screen, okay? So you got to speak up really. You can't even just raise your hand anymore. Sorry. All right. Get random adjective from vector, and you're going to pass it the adjectives vector. Adjectives. Type in adjectives, right? You're going to pass it that vector and say, give me a random word from this vector. Semicolon after that. Semicolon after that.
I have one.
Yes. Thank you.
Quick question.
Yes.
So
hey, Chanyi, just one sec, okay? Hey, Yan, can you reduce the size of the black shell part of the right part of replete, so that drag that vertical bar right in the middle, Yeah, drag it all the way, almost all the way. So that, yeah, that's good. I just didn't want the adjectives is probably the longest, right? All right. So and then triple click on the line and get noun also in the same way. Triple click on the line, get noun in the same way, and also get an adverb in the same way. And go to the beginning of the line, and adverb, noun. Yeah, I think the second one was noun. Yeah, double click and noun, it's faster. Yeah. And from vector, and then the parameter is now, instead of adjectives, get random word. Yeah, sorry. In fact, get random word from, I'm so sorry. We're all doing this live and I haven't rehearsed it before. Some of these things I'm also messing up and I'm having to correct myself. Yeah, get random word. And thank you so much for, intuiting what I'm trying to say and doing that change even before I say that. Okay. And the second parameter is going to be nouns. Okay. Is everybody following along what Yan is doing right now? Chanyi, you had a question. Everybody okay? I'm not seeing all of you, right? I can only see Isaiah.
Yeah.
Now, not even Isaiah. How you guys keep switching around too, right? And Rishabh doesn't even have a camera and he's taking up a slot on the screen. All right. Okay, now at least I can see some more of you. Okay, see David and Elizabeth, Isaiah, Maxim, and Chris. Okay, all right, great. And now to your get random article, you can give, because your random article, you're going to say get random article, and you're going to give it the nouns and your adjectives as parameters. Nouns, adjectives as parameters. Nouns, comma, adjectives as parameters. And you're not going to give it a vector because you don't have a vector, right? Nouns and adjectives, and it should stop complaining. Why is it still complaining? Nouns, comma, adjectives, 2 vectors. No, it should only take 2.
That is my question though. Why do we put the string adjectives? We put does it need to be the same as the parameters we use above? We use ADJ instead of adjective.
Where is the ADJ? Where is ADJ? I don't see ADJ at all.
I think it's in the first, in the string get random it's in the first string get random articles. We say string ADJ, string noun, NOUN. Would that be the problem? In the very beginning.
At the very beginning?
Yes. In the function, in the program name, I think it's at the line 8 or something.
Line 8. Can you go to line 8 really quickly, Yan?
Yeah, line 11.
Line 11. All right. Get random article. It takes string adj and string. No. So what that means, hang in here for a sec. what this basically means is that this is a function that takes two string parameters and returns a string. Yes. So let's go back to the place where we call get random article and see how we call it. String article equals get random article. It only takes two parameters, noun and adjective. Doesn't take the third parameter, adverb. But I'm sure the red line was there even before you had that. Now the red line is gone. Now it's okay. But I'm sure it was there before, right? It was exactly the same before. Anyway, it's online and replete, and Ajax is crazy, right? Article. Okay, great. Okay, now all we need to do is basically copy that. Your lucky sentence of the day is, right? Line 62, line 62 to line 64. Triple click and copy line. Triple click there and drag down. Triple click and drag down. No, just triple click and then without releasing, drag down. Triple click and without releasing, drag down. No, don't. You got to get to you got to practice that. You should be able to select that entire block just by triple clicking. And all right, you need to get all that line 62 to 64, 62 to 64. All of those you need to duplicate right here.
What do you mean 62 to 64?
All those 3 lines. You need 3 lines copied.
Oh, okay.
And put them there in line 81. Yeah. Okay. And then, all right. Oh, you need one more. You need to get I see. Let's also use the same names. We call it adjective. No, call it adj1, and you need to get 2 adjectives, right? You need to get 2 adj1 and adj2. Adj1 and adj2. I also call it the same names. I think Jacqueline called last time. Adj1 and adj2, so that you don't have to change later on. Adj1. No, not adjective 1 and adjective 2. Adj1 and adj2. ADJ2. Yeah, and also the first one, ADJ1. I think that's what you called it. Equals. Now, you need to get 2 more nouns. You need to get 2 more nouns. So you say, right, you need to say, here you got to go, right? You got to get noun 1, adjective 1, noun 2, adjective 2. You got to do this, right? You got to do it the same way like we did before, except we pass. Can you do this, or do you need me to walk you through this? What did she call it? N1. She called it N1 and 2. She called it N1 and 2. N1 and 2, right? You also call it N1 and 2. N1 equals and 2 equals, and then get random word from vector. And first time, yeah. And then you pass it nouns. 2 adjectives. That's also adjectives. Yeah, and the second one is also, no, the second one, yeah, 2 nouns. No, you already got that. And you can get rid of the noun and, you need adverb. You need the adverb. You can get rid of line 78. No, you don't need 78. You don't need that. You don't need 79 now. Yeah, get rid of that line. No blank line there. And then get random word from vector. Adverbs is fine. Yeah, that's fine. You need an adverb. Did she call it adverb? Or
It's ADV.
No, I think she called it ADV. Yeah, ADV. Thanks. Yes, that's what you said. Adverbs. All right. Okay. Now I think there were 2 articles, right? There were art1 and art2. Yeah, art1 and art2. Art1 equals, instead of article, you say art1. Art1. No, not there. You already have that on line 70 in line 81. You see that article, the string article equals. Yeah, double click. No, don't drag. Double click. Yeah, art1. Just type art1. No, don't type. Yeah, art1 equals n1 comma adj1 are the parameters, not noun and adjective. N1 comma adj1. Right? Type n1. No, the parameters where they're underlined. Noun comma. You see noun comma is underlined there on line 81. Go to the right arrow. Yeah.
So, yeah, I lost connection just now.
All right, cool, no worries. Just click on that word noun on line 81. Click on the word noun on line 81. Double click, double click. Okay, type N1. Okay, same with adjective. Thank you. Right now, triple click the whole line and then paste it one more time. Triple click and yeah, paste it one more time. Next line. Now pick your second article, arch2, like that. It's not in properly. Yeah, arch2, and that should be based on N2 and arch2. Yeah. Okay. Now you've got your preposition. Now you can string together your sentence, right? Your lucky sentence of the day is, right?
Just run it.
No, we haven't completed. Random word from vector is very simple. It was very simple tweaks, right? Like 5-minute tweaks from now, we should be able to run it. Let's so embellish it just a little bit more, okay? Your lucky sentence of the day from, right? Say lucky sentence of the day within quote, right? End the quote right there. End the quote right there. Not there. You say from this pack, right? From folder is. Your lucky sentence of the day from folder is. Yeah, after day space, after the space after day, yeah, close the quote, yeah, close the quote. No, you need a space, before the day. Yeah. And then left shift folder. Oh no, left shift. Lucky sentence of the day. I think you need the word from, from after day, from space after day. Yeah, space, and then the name of the folder should go where is. You should say folder space, and then left shift your is, and you just need the quote space, yeah, and then space. Okay, great. You can reduce the black size, the console on the right even more, so it doesn't scroll. Oh, it doesn't. Okay. All right. Cool. The last thing is still over. You can even reduce it even more. We can get to the full-fledged console later if you want. Can you reduce it even more, the console? Oh, it doesn't matter. Let's not waste time. All right, so good. So that's our sentence. Now the sentence comes from our pack, right? And is this a void function, by the way? Is it a void function? It's void. Okay, great. So you can get rid of the blank lines. So you can get rid of the blank lines at the end. You can get rid of the blank lines at the end. The function is closed. Now we're going to go and implement get random word from vector. Okay, and it's going to be very, very simple. It's just one line, right? Get rid of the blank lines. Blank lines. Yeah, get rid of line 89 and 90 can go. Yeah, I think your internet is cutting out considerably, right? Yeah, cut out line 89 and 90.
Why don't we need the verb, the string verb here?
I'm sure we had the verb. We didn't have a verb?
Do we?
Oh, well, we didn't get a verb. We didn't get a verb at all. Thank you, Chanyi. Thank you for, yeah. Hey, no, hey, Yan, you just lost everything now. Yan?
Yep, sorry, I'm back.
This is Mark's screen.
Oh, wait a minute.
Hey, hang on. Can you stop sharing your screen for a sec? I saw someone who was in class before. Just one sec. Come back in a sec. I saw someone who, Maxim. All right. Yeah. Okay. So, Maxim, I thought I saw Adrian before. All right. Never mind. Go back to your screen. I'm sorry to interrupt. I thought Maxim was Adrian.
Yeah, I think in that function you got V. Or wait.
Yeah. You need to get verb also. Because we used to get verb before, right? We didn't get a verb now. So we need to get, also you need verbs.txt. You need verbs.txt. You need 4 files. Oh, so that means we had 6. You had articles, adjectives, adverbs, nouns, verbs, prepositions. Yeah, we only had 5 because articles was picked automatically. So that's why we had 5 files. Yeah, okay. All right, good. Thank you, Yan. That's all we needed to, right? Now, what we need to do is, and put the verb. Hey, Chanyi, thank you for pointing this out, because a sentence will look really, really crazy. You know, sentence without any verbs. That'll be a first. That'll be cool. Okay, that's, you know, speak about no action at all. It's not V. I think it's, was it V? Did she call it B too? Yeah, she also called it B. Okay. All right, cool. All right, great. That's fine. Everything is good. Everything is good to go. Everything is good. We just, all we need to do is above this, above the two generate package thing functions, let's create our function called get random word from vector, right? In fact, just triple click one of those lines. I'm pretty sure you'll take a long time copying this. Just triple click on line 74 for a sec. I'll show you a really quick, easy way. Triple click, copy it into your clipboard. Yeah. Okay. Now go up to the above your generate package, further up, right? Further up. All right. Right. Stop. Right. Under get random verb. Under get random verb. Yeah. Hit and enter. Random PP. Get random PP. Even further down. Yeah. Okay. Right. Enter. One more enter. Paste it. Right now, triple click on everything. Yeah. Get rid of everything and say void. That is basically going to be a string. It's just going to return get random word. It's going to return a string. Okay. So it's going to return a string, right? So the first word should be string. Yeah. And then get rid of adjective 1 equals. This function is going to return a string. Yes. No, get rid of adj1 equals. No, get rid of adj1. We're just creating a function here, right? It's hacking it up here, right? And then this is going to be not adjectives, it's just going to be a vector, right? As a vector of string is going to be passed in by reference, okay? No, does it have to be by reference? Yeah, no, this doesn't have to be by reference. So the read part we haven't done. Okay, well, we'll read it really quickly. Okay, all right. So adjectives is going to be a vector of strings, and it's going to be passed. Let's cause pass by. So double click on the word adjectives, and I just type in what I say, and every word of what I say will actually make sense because we've covered everything in the past. If it doesn't make me sense, tell me, stop me. Okay, say const, 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 right? Space, vector. Open square bracket, open angle bracket, with an angle bracket, you say string, right? A close angle bracket, and then space, ampersand, that's a shift 7. Yeah, vec, VEC. No space there. Basically, you're saying, you know, vec, right there. All right, now and now we're going to define the body of the function. So space there, and then a curly brace and end curly brace, and then we'll also type in a body. And at the top, before line 50, let's put a 1-line comment saying what this function is going to do. So go to the top. Yeah, one more. Enter one more time. Yeah. Okay. Right. Return a random word from the vector vec. Return a random string from the given vector vec. Right. I know you can actually do it without having a function in line, but this actually makes it very clear to, you know, students who may come browsing in here. Okay. All right. Inside the function, we're just going to have 1 line. We're going to say if vec.size equals 0. Well, actually, it's going to be 2 lines. It can be done in 1 line. It'll be more confusing. Okay. If vec.size, size is a function. Size, open close parentheses. Right. Equals 0. Double equals 0. Then we're just going to return an empty string instead of crashing. Okay, so just return double quote, right? That's it, semicolon. Now we know it's not 0. We know that now you can divide by percent vector.size and you're good, because you can't do a percent by 0. What's the remainder of any number by modulo 0? Then you'll have an arithmetic expression, exception, right? You just divide by 0 exception and your program will crash. So you cannot take a modulo 0 if the denominator is 0. So we're a modulo of a number if the number is 0. So what we're going to do is now on the next line, you say return, back to the beginning. Yeah, there. Okay, return, space, vec, square bracket, right? Now we're going to say rand, exactly the same what we've done before, right? The line 41. You basically, instead of verbs, you're going to say vec. All right, no, not words, it's vec. Because from this vector, give me a random element. Is everybody clear on this? I know it is only one line. And basically the check, with the corner case, you got to check always, right? But it is very important that we have that, okay? Great, okay, excellent. That's it. Now, here's a cool thing, okay? Now that we have this function, we can actually use this function in all the other places where we didn't use it before. Also, right? Now, check it out, right? Now, get random word from vector. And we had that. I think you still have it in your copy board, right? Copy board. So just go to line 47. Yeah, go to line 47. Go to line 47. Triple click on line 47. No, close.
Do
That's
we
it.
need
That's the end.
curly braces for if
Sorry, Elizabeth?
curly braces?
If there's only one statement, you don't need a curly brace.
Okay.
Elizabeth, if there's only one statement, you don't need a curly brace. You can be a Python guy for the one statement. Okay. All right. Where you go? All right. On the next line, we're going to do a replacement for that entire line, and then we can delete that line. Okay. So on the next line, hit enter, right? And we're going to say return, and then Command V or Control V to paste what you had in your buffer. Paste what you had in your buffer. Okay. Now get rid of string add one equals. Everything, all of that. Get rid of all of that. Right? What you're going to return is get random word from vector, and then instead of adjectives, just say prepositions. Double click and say prepositions. No, don't. Yeah, prepositions. Right? Now you can triple click on 47 and delete it. Yeah, triple click and delete it. Right. Now, one minor thing here, because get random word from vector is being used in all these functions, and these functions are above here, it's not so good, right? Because it's a function that is being used by all these functions right at the top. So take that function and put it right at the top, right? As much as at the top as possible. Is this actually fun for you guys? Rather than actually working with some code, everything has been bulleted out, perfected, and then we say, oh, this is how you do it. It's better, I think, to basically just work through it from the scratch and make lots of mistakes and go and fix it and build it up from scratch. I think is much more fun and instructive also, right? Yeah, okay. Now, did you paste that? Get random word. Yeah, copy that, copy, cut.
This one?
Yeah. Not there. Cut lines 50 to 55. 50 to 55.
Oh, this function.
50 to 55. Yeah, cut it completely. And also get rid of all the blank lines. Oh, cleaned up later. Okay. Okay. Now, before get random article. Yeah, one more line, one more blank line there, and then paste it. Yeah, paste it. Okay, great. That's our utility function, right? In fact, if you want, you can say general utility. Right? So in fact, before that comment at the very top, line 10, right? At the beginning, at the comment. Yeah, on one more line, right? Yeah, you can say general utility, space general utility, colon, right? Because everybody is going to be using this utility function. Yeah, all right, that's fine. All right, now let's go back and change all those other guys. Well, you only have one, that's fine. Okay, you only have one function, not functions, right? You only have one function. Okay, all right, now get random article is good, but adjectives, right? Return adjectives, you say get random word of adjectives, right? So in fact, you copy that line from prepositions and change prepositions to adjectives, you're done, right? Copy that line from prepositions. That line where you had get random PP on line 54, triple click on the line. Yeah, triple click on the line. Yeah, copy that and then change all of the adjectives, nouns, adverbs, and verbs. Triple click. Yeah, triple click and paste. And then change prepositions to, yeah, triple click and paste. Triple click and paste. Great. All right, now change all those things. No, don't forget, because you're in a very precarious spot here. Very likely to forget, but it's dangerous. Adjective, change the first on line 30, change, double click on preposition and change that to adjectives. Double click, you're always backspacing because backspacing is stressful because you got to remember when to stop, otherwise you'll overrun, right? Double clicking, you can mindlessly do it. Double click, yeah, okay. All right. All right, good. I think, is that it? Oh, we have to read from the file. All right, good. All right, so go back. We just have one more function and we're ready to go. Read words. Okay, we got to define, create the function called read words, which reads the file into the vector. Okay, so let's just create a function. It's going to be like 2 minutes. What time is it now? 9:41. We got a lot of time. Okay, cool. All right, we'll actually finish this and be able to run it too. Hey, hopefully someone has those files. Okay, has anybody got at least one pack? Right, one pack. Right. If nothing, just create some, something with a folder with 4 files. Great. Okay. All right. So let's say, what is it? What is a void function? Was it void? Read file, read from, or what did we call it? What did we call it? Read words. Okay. So void read words. Void read words. In fact, what we should do is, let's say size t read words. Size t read. Oh, I don't know, read words. We'll void for now. Okay. Void read words. Okay. What are the parameters? The parameters are first file name. There's a string file name, string space file name, space file name, comma, and here is where we are getting past the vector, but the vector is not being passed by copy. Very important. Okay, week five material. This vector is being passed as a non-const reference. Everything is important here. Everything is like super duper important. It'll work, right? Well, no, it won't work in this case, but it's very important. Okay, so here, we're going to say vector of string, vector angle bracket string, space ampersand vec, space ampersand vec. So here's a vector that is being passed in by reference. Oh, you can't believe this is just week 6 of CS2A, and we're actually writing a pretty nice program here. Okay, now here's the body of the program, and the body is vector, one word, not vectors, vector. Okay, all right. So the body of the program. Let's define the body of the program, and the body of the program is really simple, right? So all we're going to do is create a file stream from file name. So we say if stream, right? File name. I'm sorry. IF stream, IFS. We got to give it a name, right? IFS. No. IF stream is good. IF stream is good. Space IFS. Open parentheses, file name. Open parentheses, file name. File name. Yeah. Oh, and close parentheses. Yeah, that's great. And semicolon there. Okay, and it's complaining because it doesn't know what IF stream is. So we need to go right to the top and say hash include F stream, right? Hash include F stream right at the top. After F stream, also include F stream. Actually, we never use F stream, I think. Include F stream, and then put a blank line before the namespace also, it'll be cool. Yeah, okay, good. Now go back to the place where we had it before. Right now, all we need to do is read from the file stream and put it in the vector, right? So what we're going to do is, first of all, let's clear the vector. If the vector already had stuff in it, let's clear it. So you say vec.clear, clear, okay? And we're not commenting these things because, many of these function calls are very self-explanatory, semicolon. Now, all we're going to do is while, right? As on the next line, while, right? And I think, well, let's use get line, right? While space inside there is a get line, open parentheses, IFS comma. This is CN comma line, right? CN comma line. A line, a word. Let's say word. IFS comma word. We'll assume that everything is a word. No, just say word, not line underscore word. Just say word, right? Yeah. And then after IF stream, put in a blank line after IF stream. Actually, go to the end of IF stream for a sec. Yeah, right. Enter. I say no. Well, I will also need a string variable. String word. String space word. Enter. Yeah, semicolon. Right. And then for the while, we're only going to have one statement, so you don't even need the braces, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. And indent in, and you say no. Actually, we would have to. Yeah, we'd have to. Yes. I'm sorry. It's good. Right. So we say vec.pushback word. We actually have one statement, so you can get rid of the braces. Okay. Vec.pushback, vec.pushback, push underscore back, push underscore back. No, not word. Yeah, push underscore back. push underscore back, and then word is a parameter, and then word is a parameter, and word is passed within parentheses. Oh, I'm sorry. That's yeah. Actually, that's it. You don't need the. In fact, you don't need the curly braces too, because there's only one line for the. Yeah, and later on you can choose to embellish this and say, you know, if the read should also return how many words it read and so on and so forth. But right now we'll keep it void. Okay, that's it. That's it. Now this, I bet this should compile without any. You know, last time I said that to Jacqueline and she compiled it and showed 5 errors. Okay, so let's see. Now I bet this will compile without any errors. How many lines is this, by the way? It should be less than 150, right? I think. I hope. Okay. All right. Well, let me get more of you in here. I got half. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Good. Now, yeah, you can compile it. Oh, is there? Does it show an error? Is there an error when you try to compile it?
Yeah, there's an error.
Wait, where is it? Generate package, lucky sentence. Void generate package folder. What is the? Oh, I see. The errors are right up here. Get random verbs. Use of undeclared identifier verbs. Where is it? Line. What line is it? Get random word from vector. Get random. Go to that line. Oh, this is the one. You verb.
Yeah.
Oh, it actually does have it underlined. It's not verbs. So where is your verbs? Oh, we didn't read in verbs. No. Go back. Yeah, like you read those 3 adjectives.txt, nouns.txt, copy that entire line, and you got to read in verbs also, right? And you need a vector for verbs, right? So go to the end of line 87, create a vector, end of line 87, before the, after nouns, you say verbs also. You need a vector for verbs. Yeah, verbs. And then you also need to read in the verbs. So triple click on one of those lines and read in the verbs also. Triple click and paste it and then read in the verbs. Yeah, one more time. Yeah, and then written verbs. You still insist on, well, maybe in this case, it's actually faster. All right, yeah, now it should run now, right?
Professor, I think the void function also has a different name.
I'm sorry?
It's like packaged and package.
Oh, I see. There's a package and packaged. You're saying in the 2 different words?
Yeah, shouldn't it be the same?
What line number?
86 and the one in the main function.
In the main function. Go to main.
Yeah, now it's the same.
It's fixed?
Like the 122.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
I got it.
122. It's not packaged, it's packaged.
Yeah, I just fixed it.
No, it says packaged for me. Line 122.
No, I fixed on never mind.
Well, what do you mean? You fixed it and it didn't show up here?
No, I fixed it in the function. Never mind, it's fixed.
All right, good. And compile it and run it. It should basically compile and run now. Yes. Okay, now this is the random one. Okay, now increase. Now we know it compiles and runs. Okay, so make the console bigger, and you can increase the font size. Now get one of those packs that Turkey has got, right? Hey, Turkey, have you got a pack? Is he there? I don't even know. Maybe people have started leaving already. Hey, Turkey's here. Hey, have you got one of those packs? Oh, he's got internet problems. Anyway, what time is it now? Oh, wow, it's end of class. Oh, bummer. Just when we were getting, but we have time. I mean, I can stick around, and I still need to talk to a couple of you guys, okay? But this is it. If you run this with one of your packs, it would actually run now. It'd be cool if we could run it. Hey, Yen, can you get a pack from Turkey? He's still around, I think. Can you reach out to a chat or something and get a pack?
I think someone posts a text file on the chat.
Turkey has already left.
It can be a text file. It has to be a folder, a zip file with a folder with 4 or 5 files in it or whatever, right?
Oh.
So for example, you have a folder called Harry Potter. Let's say Hogwarts, a folder called Hogwarts. Okay, inside of that folder, you would have nouns.txt, adjectives.txt, verbs.txt, and so on, right? You have those 4 or 5 files, and then you zip that folder up It'll be Hogwarts.zip. You share that folder. Anybody who now unzips that folder and runs this program with Hogwarts will get a Hogwarts code. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Who's got a
So-
zip file? Who's got a zip file they can share with us right now? Turkey. Okay, so Turkey is creating a zip file. There's one other thing that I wanted to do was, the sentence comes like that, right? Bam. I want to see if we can do some visual effects to say, oh, we can do that on Thursday. It's just, we don't have any new material to cover on Thursday, and it's your exam day anyway. So Thursday, if you guys come by on Thursday's class, on Thursday, we'll take this program and add some visual effects too. I think it'll be really cool, right? Whatever is possible, just using a Unix terminal, not even using fancy graphics like in JavaScript or something else, right? We'll just do it, some matrix-like effects or something like that. We'll try and do that. Okay, you got a zip file now, Yan?
Yeah, I got a zip file.
Okay, just unzip that in this current folder. Oh, this is replete. Gee, what a
I think Replit can add file, but I'm not sure if it works.
Oh, but can you add a folder? Can you add a folder?
Yeah, I can, but I'm not sure.
Add a folder
it
and add
works.
those 5 files in there. Add a folder and give it the same name. Add a folder right there under main.
Wait, I need to unzip the file first. Give me a moment.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. So I think it's possible to basically create a folder in Replete, add the files there, and run it. But it should be able to. It should be possible to just run it on any damn machine now. Our machines here, using Turkey Spack. And let's say one extra credit point for each person who posts a pack. Right? It shouldn't be the same as someone else. You got to pick a theme. You got to pick a Star Wars or some character, something. You got to pick a theme, and then 5 files in the theme which reflect in that folder, the text files, right? And post a zip file saying this is my pack for the Game of Thrones or seasons or whatever.
It cannot add file, but only create another folder.
No, inside a folder you can create file. You create a folder called expt. Create a folder called expt. Right? Inside the folder, create new file. Add a file. Yeah, and call it adjectives.txt. Adjectives. It's got to be plural, right? Because in the program we're looking for all the plurals. We're going to folder plus adjectives.txt, right? Adjectives.txt. Yeah. Inside of those files, you can add the content that Turkey posted. So that's a more painful way of doing exactly. If we were to run the program on your own computer instead of on Replete, you just need to unzip it. In fact, you don't even need to unzip it, right? Because even on many of these there's libraries that will basically unzip on the fly, even. So you can basically have turkey.zip in the same folder and it'll run it without unzipping it.
I'll just copy some of it.
Copy and paste.
There's a lot. I just copy some of it first.
Oh, it's not themed. It's not themed. He's got the whole thing there.
Yeah, he got a lot of word inside.
I see. All right, yeah, just save it. But it'll be good if one of you can produce a themed. If some of you can produce a themed pack and share it with the code, I'll give you an extra credit point for that. Okay, let's say 2 extra credit points to make it even better. All right, 2 extra credit points for your midterm. Right? If you think you're going to be doing badly on your midterm, well, hopefully not. Right? Do this. Post a pack and get 2 points for your midterm.
You can use Command A to copy everything.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I see. Were you actually scrolling through?
Yeah.
And you're doing everything the hard way. Even on the screen when you're selecting words, you're double clicking, you're dragging, and okay. How many more?
Just 2 more. 2 more files. Yeah.
Well, I think we're going to get some very interesting sentences, right? Okay, cool. All right. What's the last one? Nouns. Nouns, verbs. Did we have one more? That's it, right? Also prepositions. No, both prepositions and articles were picked automatically.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. Yeah, you should be able to run it now on in the command. You don't even have to recompile it. You click in the console window. No, don't run. No, don't run it. Click on the console window and type /main. /main. And what's the name of the folder?
Main.
No, the name of the folder expt.
Oh.
Yeah, type in space expt. Well, I hope there's no bug, okay? Now we'll find out if there's a bug in our code. Okay. Oh, good, it actually worked. You're lucky son of the day. Hey, there's a bug in our code because we picked the wrong article, right? Dishonest begins with a D, but we picked an. We should have picked A. Right? Yes, you see what I'm saying? Right, no, don't debug it here. You guys have to debug it on your own and then post the corrected code along with packs, okay? You got to do that. All right, but a dishonest appliance commonly carried on a dental temperature. Hey, that's really cool. It's actually a very interesting sentence, isn't it? Right, and then each time you run it, you're going to get a different sentence like that. Each time you up arrow and enter one more time. Up arrow, enter. You get a different one. The agile fight kiddingly lay on a blissful textbook. Okay, all right, cool. So you see, already we're getting lots of interesting sentences. And now this is, running with the experimental pack, right? No, maybe Turkey produces a pack, like a Game of Thrones pack, right? And maybe Changi produces a Star Wars pack, okay? Where the adjectives and nouns are carefully chosen and curated, right? And say, using my expert knowledge, I've decided to come up with these adjectives and nouns, and people will say, yeah, I want to generate a sentence with this particular pack. So share this in the forums. It'll be really cool. And I'm glad we actually got it working, and with a pack and everything. Next class on Thursday, we'll also try and build in some visual effects. And I think, and also generally answer questions about midterm, any other concept questions. Happy to answer them too. Is that okay? Is everybody okay with that so far? I'm glad we went through the whole process today. Yan, thank you so much for coding. Jacqueline, also thank you. I don't know if she's here anymore, but yeah, thank you for coding last class and building out most of it. And we took that to the end today. So actually it took us a whole 2 classes to code this. That's 4 hours almost, right? Maybe 3 hours without me talking. Maybe 2 hours, right? 2 hours you could have done this on. Great, thank you. All right, now that's it.